Alright guys and girls, today's learning target. I can express whole number fractions on the number line. So we're going to dive right in. Number 1 says complete the number bond as indicated by the fractional unit. Partition the number line into the given fractional unit and label the fractions. Rename 0 and 1 as fractions of the given unit. So I'm going to do this one with you. So first of all, fifths. If we have 5 parts to the number bond, we would put 1/5 inside each circle, and we would have a total of 5 of those. In other words, 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 would equal 1 whole. Now they want us to put that on a number line. So this would be 1/5. This would be 2/5. Then we have 3/5, 4/5, 5/5, and I'm going to label this one as 0/5. Pretty simple. Now I'm going to ask you, how many circles will I draw to make a number bond for sixths? If you said 6 circles, you are correct. So we would write what fraction in each circle. If you said 1/6, you are correct. So 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 would equal 1 whole. So now all we have to do is put that on a number line. If we need this number line to be in 6 equal parts, we would draw how many lines? Put your answer in the question box. If you said 5, you are correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the first one would be 0/6. Then we'd have 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and finally 6/6. This is pretty easy. We've been doing this all year. Now, if we go back to the worksheet, it says label the following models as a fraction inside the dotted box. The first one has been done for you. So if you look over here on the left, it says 1 whole is equal to that size rectangle. So they've cut it into thirds, and the fraction is 3/3. So we're going to try this one. All right, the whole, as you can see on the left, is cut into 2 pieces. So it's halves. So you're basically just going to count how many boxes are shaded gray. I count 1, 2, 3. That's your numerator. And your denominator is how many pieces the whole was cut into, which is 2. Now, it might have been tempting to put the denominator as 4, but you have to remember, the whole is just this piece. That is the whole. That could have been a whole chocolate bar, a whole hot dog, a whole cake. Well, guess what? They had 2 wholes cut into 2 pieces. Somebody didn't eat any of the first cake, and then the second cake, they just ate that one little white piece. So there are 3 halves left. So the next one is pretty easy. We basically have 3 holes. They're not cut into anything. 3 whole cakes, 3 whole hot dogs, 3 whole candy bars, whatever you want the whole to be, they've not been cut. It's like 3 separate Hershey bars or cookies and cream because that's better and everybody thinks so. Just saying. So, how you actually write this, the numerator is 3 and the denominator is not going to be 3. It's actually going to be 1. A little trick here. If you want to change any whole number into a fraction, all you do is put it over 1. It works for any number. You could change 100 into a fraction by just putting it over 1. It works with any number. Even 42, I love you. So, 3 over 1 is what you should have on this question. Now, we're going to look at the one on the left first. There's just one hole. And what is this hole that I'm drawing an arrow to cut into? How many pieces? It is cut into 6 pieces, which is going to be the denominator. And then how many pieces are gray? Well, 6. 6 over 6. Now that's a little bit confusing if you look at this one, because you would have thought the denominator would have been 4 on this, but it's not. It's 2 because the whole is cut into 2 pieces. Well, on this one, the whole is cut into 6 pieces. There's 6 shaded in, and that's all there is. So this is a separate problem over here. 6 over 6. Now, if we look at the next problem, which is going to be this side, both of those holes, one of the holes is cut into how many pieces? Yes, it is cut into 3 pieces. Now, I want you to imagine this right now. You're eating your favorite treat. It could be a candy bar, a cake, ice cream, whatever you want it to be, an ice cream sandwich. You have 2 of them, whatever it is. I think I'm going to go with an ice cream sandwich. If I have 2 ice cream sandwiches, and I cut them into 3 pieces, both of them, okay? How many are shaded in gray? In other words, how many thirds do I have all together? You should say 6, okay? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that one is 6. Now your denominator is not going to be 6. What do you think the denominator is going to be? If you said thirds, you are correct, because we're looking at the whole, and the whole is only cut into 3 pieces. So keep that in mind anytime you see a question like that. And that's just a blank page, ignore that. Now, if we go back to this problem set, it says fill in the missing whole numbers in the boxes below the number line. Rename the whole numbers as fractions in the boxes above the number line. So, if you've been listening to what I said, you could change any whole number into a fraction by putting it over 1. So, it's just this simple right here. 0, you would write 0 over 1. And you can't see that. Hold on. There you go. 0 over 1. Now, isn't that easy? So, if you want to write 1 as a fraction, you just put it over 1. 1 over 1. For 2, to make it into a fraction, you would just write 2 over 1. Okay, you try the next one. How do we write 3 as a fraction? And it's easy, just like the first 3. We always write it over the same number. So what do you think we will put for 3? If you said 3 over 1, you are correct. What about 4? What is the fraction going to be? Yes, it is 4 over 1. What about 5 wholes? That would also be 5 over 1. And finally, what would 6 be? 6 over 1. So, pretty cool. The main thing that I want you to take away from this lesson is that you can change any fraction, any number, any whole number into a fraction. It could be any size number, a big number, a small number. You can put it over 1. So, she ate and ate and ate. 6 times 8 is 48. You can change that into a fraction by writing it over 1. So, pretty cool, pretty easy, I think. The learning target has been accomplished. Please do not forget, you need to get 3 green lights. 1 Zern lesson. Do not turn in your 5-a-day math until the end of the week. Be checking your 5-a-day math to see if I put any boxes in red. That means you missed it and you need to correct it. If you're confused why did I put it in red, leave me a comment on the slideshow. Remember, I can see everything you do on the slideshow. It's like a live feed. You don't have to share the presentation with me. Also, about science, as I've already mentioned, I will not be posting science this week because Miss Kim has posted a research project about animals, and that is going to be your science for the week. I hope you all have a great day. I will talk to you all later.
Guess who's back? Would you all like to hear another joke about Mr. Cole? Okay, but this time please don't tell him. You know how he gets. Well, anyway, Mr. Cole put a new picture of himself on his profile picture. Do you all want to see it?
Oh, that is so hilarious. It's so funny that I forgot to laugh. Piece of coal.